Hello everyone. Today I will be continuing the Shoutcast originally started by my good friend Toe. This will be number 15 and I will be the one commentating it. My name is Ben for those of you who don't know me, and I am playing in this game. This game is played on none other than the famous Golden Cliffs, one of the best maps out there, perfect balance. All locations very much different from each other and all have the same potential. I am playing on location 5, my personal favorite location. Let's get it started. Times 10 speed, so it doesn't take forever. This does use the original building order, so you have to go for in. So instead of going for trees quickly, I am making a road for my inn. Normally you're going to want a quick woodcutter, but it's not possible here. As things are going underway, I'll introduce my teammates. This is Cochise on location 2. Tricky location, but it can be very nice. Managing the space above your storehouse is very important and difficult to do. The fish here is shared between 5 and 2. It is important that you share it correctly. You don't want to mess up like I did there once, but that's for another day. Over here on location 1 is Romic, commonly referred to as the best player in the game right now. Most people won't disagree with that, and he is not to be underestimated. Although if you are underestimating him, well, advice is beneath you. Nah, just joking, but very strong player here today. Our first opponent here I'll introduce. I would say probably number 2 right now. Pizza is good. Playing on location 3, more trees than any other location and lots of space. Gold is not so close, but this is probably the easiest location to play on. Although, as I say, all locations have the same potential. It might be a little easier, but it is not any better. There's less fish here than any other location, if I remember correctly. Down here, we have, who do we have here? Bo. Sorry. This is Booba from the IG clan. This location has, I've never played this one actually, location 4. It has much less space for farming, not a lot of arable land, little trees. Also, you'll often see trees being placed up here. Not often are people going for these trees. I don't have much to say about this location, because again, I've never played it. Location 6. It's a very strong location, although very hard to guard. You can't tower this very easily, and you do need this room for trees. Coal is a problem because this coal over here is not so easy to get. This cliff right here, there's a strategy called killing the cliff. I don't believe we'll see it in this game, but it can be done by using roads and building sites to slowly elevate this completely out of here, and it does give you considerably more room. Very good for late game strategies, although you are not often seeing late game strategies on this map. Alright, back to my base. I'm already getting out of farm. It's important to do so quickly. It's not too bad for time on this map. Getting a quick farm is essential for leather strategies. I'm doing cut only on this woodcutter. I want to be able to use this space for buildings and relocate my trees down here later on. As I always say, it's not a good idea to have trees in the center of your base. It makes your base larger than it needs to be, and you'll need more serfs, and it'll take longer to get anything done. I already have 4 woodcutters. Golden Cliffs, it's very hard to get a good wood supply, or at least in comparison to other maps. You can see I already have an overload though. So wood is not a problem for me right now. Cochise has a farm, already has a metallurgist. Building woodcutters over here instead of right here. Interesting, only have 2. This woodcutter up here isn't doing a whole lot. Don't think I understand it, but Cochise is stronger than I, so I'm not really going to argue with it. Still, he does not appear to be doing much. Romic is always going for a blitz on the woodcutters down here. He's going to later plan to put towers here. It's very important for this location to not settle with towers across here. Not only are you leaving a lot open, but it is very important to close this off. It makes it much harder for maneuvers with your opponent when you're playing top versus bottom. And of course, getting quick woodcutters is very nice. Romek already having his 7th being constructed, or 6th being constructed, my bad. Starting his iron, as well as myself. I thought I had one by now, but not quite. Third farm coming up. Only 2 woodcutters here, again, just like over here. You know, you can have more in this spot, just like you can here, but these players choosing to put their woodcutters elsewhere, as Romek is doing, you can see here. Again, for those reasons I pointed out earlier. Pizza getting his iron up quickly. Or not quickly, but at a good time. Much faster than myself. I'm not even getting these resources to these yet. Second iron mine coming up. A third sawmill. Looks like he's going to put his barracks up here. He just cleared these trees out and he's going for his wood down here instead. This is normal to take this wood though. No fishermen's for pizza. Not yet. Booba has production on his armor. Second swine farm just getting started. This woodcutter here is going to be doing a lot more planting than cutting. Well, together they're not going to be doing a whole lot as they would if they had more area, but it's not much of a choice in this location. You know, I don't remember if I ever introduced this player. This is Dragon. Enter the Dragon on location 6. Forgive me. Forgot to do that. We see a metallurgist all the way down here. That's not normally a problem, really, as long as it's by either your coal or gold, or your schoolhouse, excuse me, so you can get gold to your school quickly. Wasting quite a bit of room here. He put a field here when he was exploring, I think, or otherwise accidentally placed that there. It's not doing a whole lot of harm, but you want to avoid that if you can. Not super efficient woodcutters, but they're not terrible either. They are keeping themselves busy. Barracks coming up for Dragon. Almost an overload at the smithy, but since he doesn't have a lot of resources, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Either way, it's a hold-up. I always try to do a compact build here. Everything's really tight, but the city ends up being pretty efficient in my opinion. I definitely like my build here. Cochise, things are pretty tight here, although you can see some room by this iron smithy and down here by his butcher. Still, pretty tight build here as well. Some extra corn in his farms. Needs to put that somewhere or it's just going to be wasted. Leather starting for Romek over here. I have already started my leather on the other hand. Second one coming up. Third iron smithy. 3 iron smithies do supply 3 iron consuming buildings better than 2. You'll be able to produce more swordsmen that way. Pizza did get a fisherman up. And he's now going for a baker, so he is a little concerned about food, it seems. Rightly so, because he is out of food. Booba with 2 weapon smithies. He's looking to get a good, strong supply of soldiers out of here. I only see 2 iron smithies. 3. Okay. 3 iron smithies can supply 4 iron-consuming buildings, just as well as 3. You get a little extra iron with just 3, so 4 is fine. Some nice swords here already. He's going to have time to get 30, or maybe even a little more, if he keeps those constantly supplied. Dragon, not a whole lot going on here. He needs to catch up or he's not going to have a good army. He does have vines over here not being used yet. He just has those started and he's going to finish these up. So by the time these are built, these will be right for the picking. You don't see a lot of vines before peacetime, but he is concerned about his food. I did just hear a serf starve to death. Food is not so much a problem for me. I still have fish. Fish is very good on this location, so food is not normally a problem here. Some sausage in the storehouse as well. This 3rd armory workshop probably isn't needed. Almost definitely isn't needed because these are producing quite well, but I want to make sure I can get as much leather out as possible. Kochis getting a very good army looking like. And as you can see, Romek is already starting his well, maybe not all already started, but it's... Anyway, I digress. This is a very good barricade. This right here is a very good choke point, like I said earlier. It's going to make it very hard for Pizza to put any pressure on Romek when he's like this. It's going to be easy to defend. Romek can focus on putting his soldiers elsewhere. Very strong army looking like over here. Slow things down. We don't want to miss peacetime's end. Dragon going very far with his towers. He's probably looking to secure this coal in case he needs it later on. This is thinning out, so that's probably in his mind right now. More starvation over here. This building is not supplied, whether this man starved to death or was never trained. Probably the earlier. Oh, and I missed it. Well, I don't believe I'm going to restart this entire commentary just to show you what I had, because it seems like I'm the only one. Let's see, we probably had Booba with about 30 swordsmen. Myself with probably 27. You can still see the majority though. Kochis has 30. Romek also has 30, was along with 30 bowmen. Some axe fighters if he goes for those instead of the bowmen. Not enough leather armor for both. Dragon's army, I think there was about 18 sword fighters, maybe a little bit more. 20 bowmen, not too much. Okay, what a bummer, we missed that. But let's keep going. We'll keep it on ×3. Well, we'll put it at ×10 for now while the armies come out. Quick exploring. Armies are leaving. Now we can go to ×3. Zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit more action. Dragon did want to cover a little bit more, but he sacrificed complete coverage over here, so you know he's not even guarded at all. This is very open. He does know that my army is going to be over here though, so he's not too worried about this just yet. Booba is coming to help him. Kochis does have very large armies, or a very large army. I like to put quick pressure on buildings if I can. Whether I'm actually thinking about attacking, it does give you a chance to see what they have. Over here you can see that this barricade is turning out to be very nice. These towers are mostly full. Looks like they are going to get filled. Romek's not going to have to worry too much about guarding this if Pizza does attack. Pizza will be making a mistake here. He wants to Probably not attack this, but at the same time, Pizza's probably worried about guarding his own base. This is also pretty good, not as good a barricade as this. And you can already see Romic sending some swordsmen over here to help resolve what's going on. Looks like Dragon's thinking about doing some flanking. I'm sending out some more soldiers. I should have shot that tower while I had its supplies in there. I don't know why I didn't. It would have been a one-shot destroy. Yeah, you can see Booba does have about 30 sword fighters here. If you're not familiar, the reason the knight is dancing around like this, we actually call it dancing. It's to distract the archers. They will be shooting at this, except for right there. The archers will be focusing on this knight and probably won't kill him, and your archers might get a couple of kills in. Just a few kills might make the difference. Pizza, thinking that he sees some of Romic's men, thinking that Romic is going to be weak over here. He sees some of Romic's men down here, so believing Romic will be too weak to defend himself. Pizza pushes in, and it proves to be... Well, let's see what happens here. Does it not turn out for him? Pizza's doing a good job with his knights as usual. Good flanking. And Pizza's position here is lost. He cannot keep fighting without any melee. He has to retreat. In the meantime, Romic is able to use his remaining melee soldiers to support in the fight over here. Booba is just hiding in this base. He knows he can't, in inferior numbers, take us in the open ground. It is not looking good for our opponents right now. Pizza is hold up well, good, but Romic is able to do a counterattack. But I don't think he will. He's focusing on attacking over here with us. And the climax continues. All of Booba's soldiers over here camping inside here. Archers are very good at defending. Dragon over here on the other side, trying to help with the attack, but his archers occupied. My men move down, swoop into attack. This tower that I should have taken out, getting a couple of kills. Dragon trying to do some flanking, but ends up being flanked himself. Being overwhelmed, forces streaming into the base. Booba is forced to retreat. Could move up here to get a couple of kills, but Romic is quick to pursue. Reinforcements you can see coming down the map from Cochise. It looks like it's over for our enemy. There is nothing Dragon can do. Dragon is lost. Pizza's army defeated. It is looking like good game. Cochise is not preoccupied over here. He is focusing on over here. Pizza, knowing that there's going to be attack, trying to get a little bit more stats. Probably hoping that the enemy comes in. He will be able to get more kills than losses here. The game is over already. We will see how Pizza handles this. Booba trying to form a defense on this bridge. It will not be easy to attack here. Trying to clear out this fisherman. Maybe it will be a little bit easier to attack. But it looks like up here is going to be the spot to attack. Or right here. Even if just one tower is destroyed, that does help the position a little. some militia coming in here to soak up some rocks. Mostly getting annihilated by archers, but the towers are being depleted, not able to spend their... And here comes the fight. Romick's pushing in, archers getting some kills here. Knights able to absorb arrows very well, making them excellent assault troops. Trying to do some flanking, but Pizza does a good job by putting his swordsman here. One lone group, but the position is already lost. Pizza's knights coming over here, trying to do some help, breaking them up so they can focus on all these spots being attacked. But it is to no avail. The forces coming in are too many. Even if Pizza does handle this, my soldiers are coming over here to attack. And Pizza's one, it's a little bit of an inside joke. Pizza likes to train one lanceman as his commander. He's not doing much for fighting, as you can see. He'll die trying to defend the base, but it is to no avail. I send my archers in here first. I would rather my archers get the rocks thrown on them than my swordsmen. Sounds quite morbid. All I'm doing here is managing to lose some more soldiers, though. This assault was not necessary. And that is good game. I hope you enjoyed watching this. We'll go to the statistics. Always nice to see. Kochi's just barely training the most troops, just ahead of myself. And Romick, interesting to see. Does not always mean anything, though. Training lots of militia does pat your stats, but it's, excuse me, not good soldiers, obviously. Soldiers defeated is always very interesting, especially when compared to soldiers lost. Romick doing a very good job fighting, but mostly due to Pizza assaulting and his failed attack. So Romick did a lot of defending. That usually does well for your soldiers defeated if you win the defense. Weapons produced, wares produced, depending solely on length of the game, but it is neat to compare to the other players. You can see Dragon, his economy, suffering because of his loss of food and being defeated a bit earlier, well behind. Always interesting to see the army graph, who had the most soldiers at peacetime. Looks like I had it just at the start, but Romick and Kochi surpassing quickly. Dragon well behind. Not his finest performance. And another one I always like to see. How many horses trained? Or horses bred, anyway. About 10 by Romick. Well, I thank you for watching this. Shoutcast number 15. I hope to do more in the future. And I hope you all have a nice day. Happy Knights and Merchants. Bye-bye.